You have entered the PM. You have
There
Are
we
we
go.
on?
There we go. What's going on?
What's up, y'all? Greg and Cache here.
Welcome to the PM.
I'm so excited about today.
Yes.
Something that's been brewing for such a long time. What is the idea behind the PM?
We call it the pivotal moment. The pivotal moment. You guys have probably been seeing blasts from us all week long about the PM. Tune into the PM. We're diving into relationship stuff, but we all have these pivotal moments in life where we shift. I'm a sports guy. I love basketball. I use those type of analogies all the time. And in basketball, there's often moments where you have to pivot, where you got to make a step that your opponent doesn't always know of. But we know in relationship, there's moments in life where we have to take a pivot, a shift from the track that's the norm, from doing what we usually do. We've had a bunch of those moments in life, and we'll dive into that.
17 years worth of
16 married and 17, all
17 years.
together and known each other even longer.
Pivotal moments start really before that. They start from the time that you like in childhood and stuff. It kind of forms you into who you are and what you're going to do and all of that stuff. But before we get into that, let me give a shout out. Did y'all see my baby on that opening thing?
Let's go.
He created the music and we wanted to incorporate him into our intro.
Young Jedi.
Yeah, he's making music. If you know us, you'll see he's a drummer, but he's more than that. He does all kinds of things, but he's lately been getting into like building music and stuff like that. And so we wanted to put him in there.
Absolutely. He's phenomenal, man.
He is.
We talk about all the time. We love seeing God use people in ways where we can classify them as not normal. If you had talks with us, you've probably heard us say, yo, you're not normal. And we don't say that flippantly. We say that because we recognize, man, when God puts his touch on people, you function in ways that are not normal. And Greg is one of those. Like,
he is. Everybody has not normal moments too.
Absolutely.
Like we all are gifted with something. And I don't think that we recognize it because we look at other people and we're like, oh, look at how they do this. That's up there. But we don't know that we all have that stuff too.
Real talk.
And so we just happen to be able to see it from our baby's eyes and how he came out the womb just doing stuff. And so we wanted to put him on and he was so excited. We were like, this is the perfect thing for you. And he is constantly making music. So shout out to Young Jedi.
A whole lot more of that. A whole lot more of that. Especially when you got the free plug in the house we feed you, bro. You're going to do these beats.
Don't do that to him.
But to circle back to the PM, the pivotal moment. So God really pressed this on our hearts, man, to create a space. We always talk about wanting people to have a safe space and a relatable and safe place to be themselves and to hear and get the wisdom and talk about things that we all deal with every day. Shay and I, man, we do relationship coaching and we talk with people all the time that are just dealing with things in life. And it's like, yo, I didn't know that you deal with this as well. Like we're all not anomalies on islands walking through this stuff. Some things we can get from people, some tips and wisdom we can get from people that will help us not reinvent the wheel. And so that's what the PM is about. We do it at 8:00 at night.
Yeah.
To play on the words.
Yeah.
But the key in that is, man, we're creating a safe space, pivotal moments. We want to address stuff that we all deal with in relationship, and now we can do it successful.
And in life.
Come on, man.
All of that.
We want to change the narrative.
Well, let's pause.
A lot of people. Okay, am I
Who
getting
are
ahead of
you?
myself? Oh, well, I mean, if you guys didn't know who I am, I'm talking as if everybody knows. So I am
like they all know it.
I am Greg Coleman.
Uh-huh.
All right. I forget the moniker I created for myself. It was something excavator, but it's like leadership excavator. That's what it was.
Excavator?
Yeah, because we dig up and find the leaderships. Come on now. Come on now.
Good. He's preaching.
We dig and find the leadership traits. For us, it's the relationship skills. We dig and find those things that are locked in each and every one of us that sometimes we don't know how to tap into.
Mm-hmm.
And so I love helping people with leadership. I love helping people walk and do right relationship, just to live and to be in purpose.
Yeah.
You know, so that's who I am.
That is.
And who are you, Keshe?
You just told everybody my name.
Oh, okay.
That don't count.
Well, tell them who you are, though.
I am Keshe.
Mm-hmm.
Melissa.
Yes.
Coleman used to be Taggart.
No, that person's long and gone. Love you. I love your father. Love your family. That person, March 21st, 2009 is no more.
I am a mother of 5.
Yes.
Don't want to miss out on my babies.
Mm-hmm.
Well, see, you put the Jesusly thing on it. I just wanted to say, like, you know,
well, give
like
him the practical thing. Go ahead. Yeah.
No, I don't clean it. But let me see. We are. I don't even know how.
Let me lay it out for her. So, and also, a lot of people don't notice about my wife is amazing. Okay. Last year she got her life coach certification.
I did.
All right. She did a dual program at the same time. So it was an accelerated coaching program, along with a 10-week certified life coaching program. So she is a certified life coach.
I am.
You know, so
advanced
certified life coach.
Shout out to Girl Open Your Bible.
That's what I'm talking about. I have a master's degree in leadership.
Mm-hmm.
So we just combine those two worlds with coaching and leadership, and it's something that we've been doing since we were teenagers anyway. It's one of those things we talked about. God putting that stamp on you, and oftentimes you do these things well before you even walk in.
Mm-hmm.
He knows how to draw it out of you.
Yeah.
And he's just made it clear to us, man. Like, not only have I allowed you guys to have an experience of beautiful love in marriage, in this institution of marriage, and to walk it out with your children, but I've given it to you so people can also see these things and do them real and practical. Yeah. And she's amazing. She is the reason why I'm not walking around here naked and starving.
Naked.
She helps continue. I mean, the things that she does in terms of coaching, I watch her build women. I'm just taking your platform.
Oh, thank you.
I watch her build women each and every day. The fire that comes out of her mouth is amazing. One of the most authentic hearts I've ever seen in my life. You know, and her passion.
I'm starting to blush.
It's real. And I'm darker than you, as we can see.
You're not.
You turn redder than I do. But that's what she is. Yeah. So, you know, when you see us sharing stuff, it's not just us sharing our lives. It's us sharing the experiences that we have. It's the nuggets and tools that we've gleaned from others, because we're always learning. Yeah. But we have a passion for leadership and for relationship. And so you guys will see some stuff coming down the pipe that you can get involved in. If you're interested in that, you can find a way to get in touch with us. We'll continue to put some stuff out there for you guys to be a part of with that as well. But tonight is about us addressing pivotal moments. Yes. And just what this is about and what you guys can look forward to as this continues every first and third Tuesday. Yes. We'll be doing this. Just creating a space for you to be a part of what we do and us to be a part of your lives as well.
Things that I was thinking earlier, a thing I promised to do. If you know me, if you're getting to know me now, I am an extremely transparent person. And so anything that we talk about, you know, it's not going to be, there is no covered. So I am a very, almost make Greg uncomfortable.
Yes, all the time.
How transparent I am, but I really believe that people's lives will change and are able to you're able to see yourself in things when people are transparent. Yeah. I don't like, well, there was a thing in somebody and this and that. And that doesn't mean that I'll be saying names and stuff like that. However, I will say that I am extremely transparent. So the things that we talk about will be there will be very transparent, straightforward. I will give you all of me. That's what I do. If you know me, I'm the type of person, I give you everything if I'm investing in you in any way. And so let's get into it. Let's talk about a pivotal moment
Mm-hmm.
Can you think of a pivotal moment?
I'm gonna let you go first.
And
You was confident in your
no.
Okay. All right.
Because I think there's different ones. Tell me a pivotal moment that shaped you in your childhood.
Oh, I know you was gonna go back that far.
Yeah.
I can't remember what I ate yesterday.
Can't stand you.
In my childhood.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Can you think of any moment that caused
a shift?
Yeah. Or that even if it was something in where you saw life differently, whether good or bad.
Oh, you trying to bring up trauma? What is this? EMDR?
I'm not trying to bring up trauma. We said we promised to be transparent.
We did.
So
we did.
Pivotal moment for
me. Oh, I got a good one. All right. And this could be small to some, but it was a big moment to me. I remember a Christmas. And I don't remember a whole lot of Christmases because I told you my memory is not the greatest. But I remember one Christmas, my brother and I were downstairs. We were on the bottom floor. Our Christmas stuff was set up on the second floor. And I came up to the second floor and I saw my dad in the living room with Super Nintendo. Come on now. I'm going to take you back down memory lane. Super Nintendo. And he had Donkey Kong Country, I believe that's what it was called, set up on the Super Nintendo. Greg, why do you bring this moment up? Why was this so significant? For me, that was the moment and that at least I can go back to my dad became my hero. I remember he created a moment for me, the joy that I saw in his face, the joy that he created for his children in that moment. And I don't know what my dad went through to create that moment. I know how hardworking he's always been my whole life. But that was a moment that he created joy. Ooh, this is too early. This is good. Yes, it was a moment. And so you guys know we have 5 children.
Yeah.
And we talk about how these pivotal moments shape and mold our thinking, how we approach life, how we do life as we develop. And I believe those types of moments, that was one of those moments that shifted and shaped how I parent. I am passionate about being present for my children, man. You can't take a moment away from me. I'm shifting the world to be there. Work can wait.
Yeah. He don't play.
Pastors can wait.
Ooh.
It doesn't matter.
You went early.
Family can wait because they are my priority. And I try to model that in every space. And so we really create those moments and I live for that. I live for bringing joy to them. I remember yesterday. So Greg also plays. We'll be talking about all of our kids, but Greg in particular plays a lot of sports. And right now he's in middle school, but he's doing open gym with high school players. And he didn't know that the high school coach sent a blast out to say, "Hey, we're having open gym this day." And so right before school, I stepped out and said, "Hey, man, you want to go to open gym?" And the joy that lit up on his face when he saw, "Oh, open gym today."
Yeah, he loves after school.
Oh yeah, so he tried to keep the manly thing going on, but you saw it, like you saw the joy in that moment that was created.
Yeah,
and so that's what I live for. I love seeing and creating those moments. And my dad, shout out to Big Greg, created one of those moments for me.
Yeah, that's good.
Oh man, yeah. Did I ever share that with you?
Yep.
I told you about Super Nintendo, but I don't know if I shared that.
100 billion,
I shared that type of emotion in that moment.
Yes, but you maybe didn't cry.
Yeah.
But you did share. I have heard the story.
Yeah,
because that story makes you happy.
Yeah, Super Nintendo.
Yes. Yeah. That's good. Okay,
and
one more. A childhood one.
Yeah, take it back.
I have to think. I'm listening to yours going.
No, there ain't no comparison. Create whatever works for you. You have a very
can I share one in marriage? Because I have a good one for marriage.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
Sorry, because I got to think about childhood. I'm like, my childhood.
You're going to throw me the curveball, but you're going to take the marriage.
Well, I got to think childhood.
Well, go with marriage and we'll come back
okay. So, I felt like Benita Buttrell. Yeah, you heard that from me. Yeah, I have to think about the childhood one. I do. But no, you know what? I do have one from childhood. It just came back to me. I remember being in the car with my grandma, who passed away when I was 14. And I remember her playing a Roberta Flack song. And there was nothing to it but that she was in the front of the car and she was playing it.
Which one?
Oasis, of course.
How'd it go?
In the morning, when I see the sun, I think about you.
I just wanted
anyway,
her.
So
I needed her to do that.
I just remember feeling carefree,
Mm.
right? I remember all of that about life. Life wasn't complicated. Life wasn't anything. And when my mom passed away, that song became the song that I played really when I miss her.
Mm.
So I feel like everybody in here knows now that if I play that song, I'm probably missing my mom.
Mm.
And I didn't recognize it until, because you have them little memories where it's nothing but music or something. Music, me and my mom connected a lot through music. I remember her before she was unable to sing, there was a song I wanted to sing. And I was like, one day I'm gonna sing that song. And my mom was like, you can't sing this song until you understand this song.
Mm.
And the song was talking about freedom.
That's some wisdom.
And yeah, I didn't understand it till many years later. And I said, oh, I get why she said that. And it made me kind of be careful of how I chose even songs that I ministered and stuff like that. But anyway, back to Oasis. So I may have a story inside a story. Y'all will get to know me. But so now if I'm going through grief or I'm missing my mom or life feels chaotic, I will go back and play that song. And sometimes, I usually cry. I think the first time I played it, it was very traumatizing for Greg because I played it and it was like the day after we buried my mom. And I started to play it and comes in the kitchen, he's dancing, and I just broke down like,
me up again.
I know. And it was the first time that I realized something was missing from my life. Like my mom was gone, and that carefree space in life where you don't really value it when you're little, but and you long for it when you're an adult because everything's complicated.
Yeah.
Everything you got to figure out, everything you need, all this stuff. And so that song and that space, and just I think we were going to Kennywood when I really remember it because I could still see it. I could smell it. The window was down. We were happy. The music was playing. That was a moment that I go back to sometimes when now I'm getting emotional, when life is just crazy. And I really do thank God for that in my life, to have a space to when I'm missing my mom, I can go back to that moment.
Let me pivot because that's what we're doing here. This takes me back to that moment. Some of you guys, if you're in relationship right now, you may have experienced or had somebody who's close to you experience loss. And I both of my parents are alive. I'm very grateful and thankful for that. So I've never experienced the loss of a parent. And so walking by her side through that was a challenge for me as a husband, especially as a fixer. Any of you guys out there, if there's some guys tuning in, or ladies, if you're on here and your man drives you crazy because he doesn't want to just listen, let me share my heart. Okay, that give us grace because we have to learn that. We have to learn, and I don't know if we'll ever fully learn what it is, when the moments are where you just want us to listen and when you want us to fix.
Yeah.
And so this was a situation where I had absolutely no way in my own natural power to fix her brokenness. I got to let that breathe. And because
start crying.
And so this is encouragement. It's better to be present than to repair at all times. Me being present was the shoulder she needed. And I didn't get it right all the time. There were moments where, I got frustrated because I'm like, man, what can I do?
Yeah.
And I tried my best for it not to show, my frustration to express on my face, because it's not her fault. It's, man, I don't want to watch my girl hurt. I don't want to watch my wife struggle and go through this pain. I want to see her bounce back. I want to see her dwell on the nostalgic, happy moments, but she lost her mother.
Yeah.
And she lost her grandma not too
it was 6 months
6 months before that. So you're talking about layered loss.
Yeah.
And not to mention all the other transitions. We're not going to get into that.
We was having babies.
We're not going to get into that.
Woo!
We're going to stick on this. So we
I
don't
needed
get
therapy, y'all.
We don't get off track, because that is a completely other. Yeah. We'll save that for another PM. But being able to be present as a husband. See, we talk all this stuff about being a rock, being a provider, being this, being a protector. Yeah. These are the moments where you protect.
Yeah.
These are the moments when you provide.
Yeah.
Provide a shoulder.
Yeah.
Provide confidence. Provide strength.
Good.
Provide an ear.
Yeah.
Provide support.
Yeah.
And I learned that watching her go through that grief and those stages of grief, just being present and being
Provide
able
by
to
taking the
experience.
kids away so I can cry.
Oh, that's good.
Okay.
That's good.
Sorry.
There was some,
There were some times I needed the babies to
you
be
cried at a
gone.
birthday. It was a birthday party.
He had to
Yeah.
finish the party because
We were having a party at home with
Yeah.
the kids.
That was the Oasis day.
Oh my goodness.
So we
Wow.
buried my mom
Wow.
on a Friday, I think, or a Saturday. And my second oldest son, his birthday celebration was going to be the next day. And so I didn't want to take that away from him because he was turning like 8 or 9 or something. And either way it goes, I didn't want to take that away from him. And so we were like, let's go on with the party. And so we went on. And so if you guys have followed us in any way, our parties, or whether it's us and just the kids, or if it's everybody, and this was a us and the kids party, but we still try to make it like a party for them. And so we went on with the party, and eventually I just couldn't do it anymore. I just kept seeing my mom's casket closing because I went with the funeral director. They asked me, did I want to help close the casket? And I was like, yeah. So we pulled the blanket on together. I helped close the casket. I was okay at the funeral. But the next day, I'm trying to go on with the party, and I couldn't because I just kept seeing my mom's casket close. And I went as long as I could. And then I went in the kitchen trying to clean up, played Oasis. Greg comes in dancing. I break down crying. I go in the room. He finishes the party. Thank you. I don't know if I ever told you thank you. He finished the party by himself. He did all the stuff. He played whatever games they wanted to play. He danced and did all the songs. But in that moment, I didn't even know I needed that. And so when you're walking through different things in life, because it doesn't have to be a physical death, it could be anything.
Yeah.
But learning how to walk in the moment with your partner is like something that is so important and crucial in your relationship. And it comes with understanding.
Yeah.
Even if like you can't fix it.
Yeah.
You know, or they can't say what it is. I didn't have words really because grief, that was my first experience with grief that was so heavy that I couldn't ignore it. And it felt like a sin because it hurt so bad. And I didn't know, the Bible talks about there's a time to grieve, but I just didn't know what that meant. You read it, you go past it. But when you're grieving like that, it feels sinful to feel so bad. But God, he used you to give me space. And then I did have to go to therapy because it was way too much. I needed someone to help in addition to help walk through that with me. But I am so thankful to have had you in that moment, in that time, because it was, I don't know, it was earth shattering. I felt like an orphan for a long time, even though my dad is alive. It didn't have nothing to do with him. It was just me feeling the emptiness of not having a mother.
Oh, there's so much in all the stuff that you're saying. Even the feeling of, you're peeling back these layers of who is God. Because to say I felt like an orphan.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
yeah.
You could be a believer your whole life, but there are challenges that come in life that make you evaluate, like, how much of a father are you to me in this moment? And then what God does, because he's as dope as he is reveal another level of love and fatherhood to you.
Yep.
That you didn't experience because you've never experienced loss before.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And so this makes me think about, marriage. The reason marriage counseling and coaching, but even like pre-counseling, oftentimes the reason it's important to kind of go through that process is it gives you tools on that tool. But we talk about this all the time. That you have no idea how to use it until the time comes.
Let me stop. So y'all, I used to say to Greg all the time, there was no reason for pre-marriage counseling because there was no way to learn all the stuff you had to learn. We had this back and forth for a long time because I kept feeling like there's so much that you learn when you get married that there's nothing that can prepare you for it.
So let me give context to this.
I'm better now. I'm better.
No. Don't dismiss what you say because the thing is, this is a beautiful example of us being able to have dialogue and not prove each other wrong all the time. Ooh. So her perspective was in marriage, the stuff that you go through, there really is just like being a parent. I could give you all the wisdom in the world. But when that child is waking you up at 3:38 in the morning and you have to wake up at 5 to go to work, the encouragement from somebody in marriage counseling, doesn't really, there's a
Yeah.
different level of pressing.
Yeah.
However, the flip side of that is if I get the information, if I have the tool on my tool belt, I still can have something to reach back to rather than not having any information at all. So that's where our impasse was. I was on the side of, listen, I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying, but it's better to have the tools than not to have them at all. Although I don't know how to use this wrench right now, at some point,
I'm gonna need to use a wrench.
At some point, the pipe is going to burst, and I'm gonna be running around trying to figure out what to grab.
Tools.
I got a wrench.
Yeah,
I remember the handyman showed me how to
use
use a wrench. It has.
My stance changed.
So I wasn't right. I was right.
Oh,
and she was right. Let me correct that because I was right. But she was right as well, just as right. Yeah. We had to find a way to bridge that, and that's what, guys. That is what's necessary in marriage. I think the first word we use when we're talking to people in marriage, because I'm more prone to be really like giving spiritual answers, which are necessary.
That's gonna have to be another.
But the most practical answer, the first tip we would give anybody is communication. And we're not talking about just talking. We're talking about the whole gambit of communication, which is active listening. Which is,
took me years to learn that one.
Oh man, I mean, there's so many different things. Maybe you have to create code words. There's a lot, and we ain't gonna give out all the nuggets because there's some of the stuff you're gonna have to sign up for and have a conversation with us.
All right. Nuggets.
But the bottom line is communication is key. There are so many relationships and I've worked in the courts, I've worked in family court, where you see on that paperwork for divorce, irreconcilable differences. And I'm sure if we were able to dive into that, it would simply be, we ain't on the same page.
Yeah.
Does every marriage have to split because we're not on the same page? No, it just requires a work.
Yeah.
And trying to figure out how we can get on the same page. Yeah. Now, there are some reasons for people to separate.
Yep.
Let's make that clear. However, I am confident. I'm confident. And I don't have the statistics in front of me. I'm confident that there are a lot more marriages that could be saved based on parties knowing how to work through these things than those that should have walked away.
And willingness to maneuver with where you are in that time. A lot of times in relationship, somebody ain't willing to move to make the better for everybody. And I'm not saying like, I'm supposed to be being a footstool, or I'm not talking about that. But sometimes the maneuvering is maybe we have to shift how we're working so we can make sure we have this time.
That's good.
We're going to get into more of our healing process. I don't know if any of you have ever seen any of our pods or listened to any of our pods, you've heard how Greg and I went through like a heavy healing through forgiveness space. And where we finally got to the other side of total healing, which was a 10-year process, was the final piece was us spending all this time together. It was like a divine thing. And
it was the world
shut down and it was the last piece that we needed. And it took us from this space of like we're good, we can function like this, to the space where we have grown since then, to where the goodness is just greater and greater.
So like number 2, communication and quality time, people. Quality time. We have to find ways to spend time. Everybody's situation isn't the same. We were just talking about this earlier. You could be in a profession that is high intensity, takes a whole lot of your time. However, it is not an excuse for you not to try to prioritize as best as you can quality time with your family.
It's intentionality.
Yeah.
That's really what it is.
Yep. And we talk about balance all the time. The balance scale is not always 50-50. But the balance is, how are we on the same page figuring out how to invest in this?
Yeah.
Because if everything else falls apart, if everything else falls apart, it has to be this. When we start having kids, I start telling these kids at 2 and 3, guess what?
Yeah.
When you're gone, me and your mom's still going to be here.
He started telling them, quit calling my wife like it wasn't their mom.
We have to establish these things. I still love you, child. But she was here first. This was here. This is the foundation that helps build you. You will never wedge a gap in between this, nor will the enemy allow. We will not give him an opportunity to use you, to pit you against us. I will destroy you before you destroy this. No, I'm just playing.
No, but the truth is, there did have to be something established, because
Absolutely.
that is one of them things.
Absolutely.
Kids and life and all of that stuff that just really unintentionally you can just start going your own way with stuff.
Yeah.
But there's a level of intentionality that is important to keep in the front of your minds.
Yeah.
Like, wait a minute. Like, we ain't get together from being like this.
Yeah.
Like, we weren't when we were like this, and we like, oh, I like him, I like her.
Mm-hmm.
And that is how, it's like, how do we keep this? Because I don't want to be, once my youngest is gone, I don't know you.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, look, we got to the place where we could be with them and we are not really with them. We do so many things kind of independently amongst each other, even with the kids there, that they are used to us kind of having our own space.
Mm-hmm.
I actually was thinking, like, that's wild. These kids are like, they're like independent on one side. They know that we are us.
Yeah. Yeah.
And if you ever heard our phrase or whatever part of our small group or whatever, we have a motto that we say, it's going to always be us.
Always us.
So it is always us against the world, no matter what. I don't care who you are. It's always going to be me and you, because this is what God put together.
Well, listen,
right?
man, I look, I read a book by Dr. Tony Evans. The focus was men. It's called Kingdom Men Rising. He had a quote in there, and he talked about, and I'm a flip the context to marriage, because I feel like it plays with the same factor. But he said a broken man, and substitute man for marriage. But I'll start with man. A broken man creates a broken family. A broken family creates a broken community. Broken community creates a broken county, which leads to a broken and disruptive state. That state then creates an unhealthy country, which then leads to a disruptive and unhealthy world. So if you want to have a healthy world with a healthy country, with a productive state and a productive county, with thriving and productive families, then you have to have healthy men. So same thing with marriage. All right. This institution has an impact on the world. We see so many things happening, man. And I'm telling you, I'm confident that we can see rapid change and transformation in our communities and in the world when we start building our families. And that's why we do this.
Yep.
The PM, and this is not just an online live stream, man. Everything that we're dropping today, we've prayed, we've sought God, we fasted today. I wanted my coffee at 9 o'clock. I did, man. I had the pot ready. But
he was like, huh.
Wifey was like, man, what
do you think about fasting?
I'm like, I hear you. Let's make it happen. And we sought God, and we believe that the words that are being deposited in your heart today will resonate, will sprout up, will impact your family, and you'll take it into work. You'll take it into your relationship. Your community will feel the impact because you are going to be healthy. Yeah. So that's what's happening tonight.
Yeah. It's not just about so we can feel good. And so that, building a healthy marriage and then building healthy children really does make a healthier world.
Come on, man.
So many people in the world that are running stuff, they're broken. And so they're making decisions out of brokenness. They're just in charge. So at the whole world, look at the United States. We are in a place. Everybody's being impacted because somebody's broken. And they are the ones making the decisions for everybody else. And so how much more would it be if we had healthy children? That's why God wanted Adam and Eve to be fruitful. That's why he wants his children to be fruitful and multiply. He wants us to make more, to replicate. Know him. Yep. So that the world can know him and it can be healthier. And so that is really what Restoring the Breach is all about. It's all about building men and building women and building families and building children. And we're not saying that we're perfect, but we know that God has given us a heart and a desire to help and have things that you think about tomorrow. God gave me a dream last night. If y'all don't know now, you'll know eventually. I am a dreamer, and he'll speak to me easy through a dream about the way I talk to my daughter. It was so quick, and it caused me all day to think about how I talk to my daughter, because this is her childhood, and she's going to become a woman one day. Wow. She's going to become someone's mother and wife one day. And how I speak to her now, how I treat her now, how I build or don't build her now, the time that I give her now or the time I don't give her now is going to dictate how healthy or how unhealthy she is.
Mm-hmm.
And so she's, my daughter's a boss. She be getting smart with everybody anyway. She even got smart with me the other day. And I put a post like, wait a minute.
We're about to lose our daughter.
But
yeah,
daggone it, Lord, we only had one. I didn't know I had to kill her. But but no, I remember a friend of mine saying that. She said, I have to teach my daughter because she's going to be someone's wife one day.
Mm-hmm.
And as quickly as that goes, like her daughter's 21 now. And, you don't think about it when they're little. You're just thinking about providing, you worn out from providing. But what we give them now is going to impact how much therapy they need later. And I know that we all need a little bit of therapy because everything ain't perfect everywhere. But I don't want them to go there like,
that's good.
My mother and father were horrible and they got to get all this crap out because we were neglectful in the place that God, he blessed us with them. He chose them for us.
Mm-hmm.
And so it is our responsibility to do the best that we can to present them to him and the world. We want a healthy world. So we got to have healthy children.
Yeah.
Some of these kids I see that my kids go to school with, I'm like, these are the future bosses and presidents and stuff.
Oh man.
What in the world is this? This is who gonna be the bosses and presidents and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Listen. But so he will correct you. This is what keeping God in your relationship, in your life is about.
Yeah.
He showed me, and I thought, I'm like, she's cool. Nope. I got to work on it. So it made me be more careful and think about how I talk to her.
And he knows how to do that. I've shared on a lot of occasions. I talked to a lot of guys, and I've shared this. And I even shared it a little bit in my book. Shameless plug there.
Here, the book.
The 5 focus areas of men. If you haven't looked into that, the Men's Project.
Mm-hmm.
But I shared in there how when I came into marriage, I thought I was romantic. Don't do that. Let me get it out before you do that.
Oh, okay. Don't roll your eyes.
I thought I was romantic, man. I thought I had it together. My whole life, I've always wanted to be married. Mm-hmm. So, that was one of those things. But getting in marriage
mm-hmm.
and my wife being a mirror to me and the Holy Spirit showing me in those moments, those tough moments, like, yo, you got work. You have a lot of work. I realized I wasn't. There's no spontaneity. There's no thoughtfulness. And guys, I'm still a work in progress with this stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still working on it. I've gotten better,
mm-hmm.
but I'm still working on it. And so that's what marriage and relationship will teach you. That's what God will, if you invite him into this space, will teach you this. There's moments I get downloads on the way home, like, oh, make this left turn real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Go grab them flowers.
What's funny about that? Sometimes he'll come in and I'll be thinking like, this will be a perfect day for flowers or something.
Mm.
Then he come in like, shh. And then the kids, this is what they see.
Yeah.
And so now to them, anytime they see flowers or anything, just like daddy gave you, they don't know that he's working on it and that it's not a normal thing. He's not a normal.
Oh, that's good.
They don't know that, but
that's
they
good.
see it. And so that's how they're becoming. So even with their little girlfriends they have, we got to tell them like, calm down.
So but let me take that.
What?
Let me ease, because we put a lot of pressure on ourselves to be perfect.
Yeah.
Not just for us, but even as perfect parents. Well, my posture is bad. Somebody would. The fact that my children don't know how much work it is,
mm-hmm.
but still
obtain
and receive the nugget. They retain the principle
mm-hmm.
of a husband demonstrating love to their wife, even though I'm not perfect at it. The fact that I am trying to be progressive at this thing
mm-hmm.
and I'm working it is still a strong enough example before them to see it.
Yeah.
There were things in terms of affection I didn't see.
Mm-hmm.
And I grew up in a household with a mom and dad who were together. I've seen relationship and marriage my whole life. But there were pieces and components in terms of affection that I didn't see in that way.
Mm-hmm.
And so with that in mind, that's probably the reason that I was not as affectionate and spontaneous as I thought I could be.
Mm-hmm.
But it took some work for me to continue to develop it. And that is not a dig at my beautiful parents. That is an example of how we are a product oftentimes of our environment and the things that we see.
Yeah.
And so what they did instill in me was, man, you stay committed.
Stay committed.
My dad always came home.
Yep.
My dad was always present. My dad always got up and went to work.
He always have a job.
Always got a job.
Take care of your family.
Have 2 jobs.
Yep.
Well, you know what I mean? Always got some money in his pocket. Matter of fact, let me hold some. But the bottom line is that those are the things that your children will see.
Yeah.
So if you feel like you can get better and you're beating yourself up about the mistakes you've made, man, flip that hourglass. Let's turn that up on his head a little bit and look at, man, if I continue to do the small things, my children will receive it.
Yeah.
Continue to build on that until it becomes a norm.
Yeah.
Until the things that you are doing not as much as you want become the norm, that you do them without thinking.
Yeah.
It becomes second nature.
Yeah.
Husbands, you'll learn how to love your wives without thinking. You'll learn how to prioritize them whenever people come to you with demands before you have to sit and stress out. Because I was there. Yeah. I was there looking at my calendar, trying to figure out how can I balance these things. I got church leadership pulling on me to be in this particular place. I got family pulling on me to try to make these decisions, but I know what my wife wants. I know what my children need. I'm struggling with balancing these things.
Oh, man.
And God had to teach me, man, set these principles in place. And these other things that are pulling, weighing heavy on you will become easier to turn down.
Yeah.
And I was able to manage those things. So now I have a system at home. We have a system in place where this becomes that priority. And when requests and demands from the outside are asking for things, we have a metric system that we like, wait a second. Okay, we got room.
Yeah.
We got checked. All right, let's make it happen. Go ahead. There's times when things come our way, when people ask me things, she's the first one. Go ahead.
Yeah.
No, go ahead.
He'd be like, I don't know. I'm like, oh, you could do it.
You know what I mean?
Oh, really?
Absolutely.
Sometimes he used me as the no person though, too.
Yeah. I'm better at that.
You're better.
I stand in front of her most of the time.
No, it depends on let me talk to my wife.
Yeah.
He already said no.
Yeah.
He already said no. That is Greg was singing.
Yeah.
I tell people all the time. He is a no.
Oh, you say with singing?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
So if you don't know, we've been doing worship forever. Together, before we got together, now together, blah, blah, blah. But that is still my comfort zone more than Greg's. Like it says once you're there. But when you ask him, I love singing at weddings. I love to. He's like, no. First, he like, and I'm like, well, babe, don't you want to don't you love singing at weddings? Ugh. That's him.
Yeah, so don't inbox me. Send her the message.
Ask me, and then I might got you if you want us to sing somewhere.
What you figure out what works for you.
You do.
That's really what it comes down to. You know what I mean? What process works for you? You know, and that's where as a couple we have to have a unit.
Yeah.
If there's some single folks on here and you're looking to get in a relationship, you won't be able to develop this metric without your spouse yet. But it's good to have this on your tool belt to say, hey man, like this has to be us.
Yeah.
You know, we have to have a system that works for us.
Yeah.
And we talk about this all the time. We live by principle versus practice. All right. We have principles in our home that are aligned with what the word of God says. But we have practices that may be different than what you do.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, our practices will not violate the biblical principles.
Yeah.
But it might not be the exact same thing that you do. The same way
marriage is custom.
We may do the exact same thing that you do. Did I just say that twice?
You might have.
You might not do the same thing we do. Okay.
Y'all know
what you know what I'm saying. But the principles should align.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Your marriage and your relationship is going to be customized to you.
Yeah. That's good.
And that is something that took me some time to learn, because when you're looking up to people and you're admiring people, because it's not always bad practices. Sometimes you just like the way that someone else is doing something and you're like, man, I would like that. You have to see if that fits for you, or if what they're doing fits for you, how does it fit for you?
That's good.
Because your marriage and your relationship is not going to be exactly like mine.
Yeah.
And his. You know, there's stuff that I do that other wives wouldn't do. And that's okay. My mother-in-law gets up at 4:00 in the morning with her husband every day, makes his coffee, does all these things before he goes to work. That's them. You see what I'm saying? Do y'all see what I'm saying? Because you see me at 4:00 in the morning. I am not a morning person.
At 4:00 in the morning.
That's not me.
No.
I love that she does that. She takes pride in that. And that's what's up. Yeah. But if she said to me, you have to do that or you're not a good wife, which is what people often do to you.
Here we go.
Then you will feel, and if you're a new wife and you're trying to figure it out and now you wonder why you're miserable and sad, that's not a practice you have to take. Trust me. Yeah. I ain't never get up at 4:00 in the morning with Greg. I'd be like, I barely say good morning. I love you. He'd be like, love you. I'm like, when he leave for work, I love you. That's it. He know what I'm saying. I'll text him in the morning, but that's not me.
Yeah.
But that's their relationship, and that's okay.
Yeah.
You know, you figure it out.
Yeah.
You really do. One day at a time. customize it to yourself, to
That's
what you
real.
guys need.
That's real.
Anyway,
And let's give some of our people some shout outs, man. First off, we appreciate you guys even being on here. Iona Jenkins, Tani.
hey girl,
what up?
I seen Tom on here.
Hallie on the chat, man. We see you. Sis.
Jazzy.
Let's go.
Oh,
Tavar, what up? Tavar and Michelle, what's up, man? Love y'all.
Guys.
Appreciate you guys jumping in. Teresa, we see you.
That's
Ron,
my cousin.
we
Hey,
see you. What's up? And we appreciate you guys, man. Anybody that we missed, we truly appreciate you guys just sitting here and talking with us for 45 minutes.
Yeah.
We know it's not wasted time. We're excited about continuing to walk this journey with you. And we're just looking forward to what we can continue to discuss.
Yeah.
And please, man, don't hesitate, because one thing we love to hear is feedback.
Questions, stuff you want to talk about, topics.
Because what happens is we talked about this. We get on islands and we suffer in silence.
Yes, and you don't have to.
And it doesn't hurt. We scroll with these thumbs on social media for hours on end. If you have a question, if something that we talked about today resonates, please don't hesitate to reach out.
Yeah.
Send us a message. Obviously, we have 5 children.
Yeah.
So we will do the best that we can to get back to you accordingly. But reach out.
Yeah. If you have stuff you want to talk about,
yes,
we love that.
Come on, man.
We're a community. We want to build it because we all need a space to be able to talk about stuff that maybe we don't feel, we could talk about.
The PM is not just a live stream. It's a movement.
It's a
movement.
Wait, don't say it like that. It was
this
Mufasa.
Pivotal moment is a movement.
You sounded more. That was a little Mufasa like.
That's what it is. I just don't. My voice isn't as deep as his. I got the mane.
You're fine.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. All right, it's time to check out. All right. Oh, we love y'all, man.
Love you guys. Thank you so
Take
much.
care.
If you're watching on the rebroadcast, we love you too. Thank you for tuning in.
Yes. And we pray that you guys continue to be blessed more than ever. All right. Love y'all. God bless.
Bye.